All right. So, in theory, should hopefully, fingers crossed, be live. Ran into some trouble getting things going, but should be good now. All right, we're going to have this opening video here, so I'm going to shut my trap for a bit and let this thing run its pace.
July 2054 AD. The Earth was caught in a great battle between unknown alien forces. Their weapons were terrifying and powerful beyond human reckoning. Our planet was overwhelmed, its surface reduced to ash and rubble in the blink of an eye. The coalition government knew the war was coming. In response, they prepared the Earth-like colonization project, Project Exodus. Interstellar arcs were launched all across the planet, from every major city on Earth. Bravely, we leapt from our cradle, our home for the last 4.5 billion years. But most of the arcs never even made it out of the atmosphere. Only a small handful managed to escape. Among them was our ship, the White Whale. After leaving Earth behind, we spent 2 years wandering in space, searching. We thought of ourselves as the lucky ones, the pioneers who would settle a new world. But our past caught up with us. Literally. The alien blitz was unrelenting. If not for the efforts of a lone hero, we would never have survived. Our ship took heavy damage. We lost control. With our flight systems down, the White Whale was pulled into the gravitational field of a nearby planet, its hull shattering and breaking to pieces as we plummeted toward the surface. Since then, 2 months have passed.
All right, I asked the opinion in chat, and I like the way Rigid is thinking. You know, look, this is a very male-focused group of viewers that we tend to have, and so we need to give people a little something to look at. You know what's weird? Hold on. So, It's rather known at this point, especially if you're in the Discord and you saw that I had funded a song cover recently. Which, by the way, I actually spoke with Nikki, and I do get to make use of that on my stream if I ever decide to at some point, which was kind of cool. This default character model looks weirdly similar, just strongly reminds me of Nikki tried to do minor like V-tubing for a little bit, and weirdly enough, something about this character just immediately slaps me in the face that this looks exactly like her character model. I mean, not exactly, but damn close. All right, let's see what we're working with here. For a base standard, hold on. Something tells me I'm working with two fairly decent options here. Yeah, let's start with this one. Anyways, Rigid, I didn't say it earlier, but obviously I announced that you're in the chat. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully things are going well for you. Also, Keegs as well. Thanks so much for joining in. Hopefully things are going well. Let me know what's been going on, because I think you mentioned in the Discord at some point you've been watching a lot of anime recently. All day, you said, I think. Also, American Spacecraft. Yes, there's even a full, I don't know how much of this you know of the story for Xenoblade X, Chronicles X, Rigid, but the let's go a little taller. Let's get a little. I don't know. Do I go the standard that I go for in the general of playing this, or do I make this maybe more reminiscent of my significant other? I don't think that's the way to go. I think if we're gonna make this a little provocative, we go for the flavor I'm rather known for here. All right, let's see here. I don't hate that. Kinda. If only we didn't get the blush. Like I would go no blush. Can I do that? Yes, I can. Awesome. Ooh, how about no? Let's go a little light freckling. No blush. I did rather like the scar on the other one. Let's see if we can't go with a little bit of a serious look on this girl. We're just gonna power our way through the character creation here. But yeah, the story of this, the mainline area that you're gonna be around in, is actually pretty. What's the word I'm looking for? It's I think they call it like New San Francisco or something like that. It's got a very American City-like name. All right, yeah, we can sit with that hairstyle. Let's see what else we're working with. Got something with like a little bit of braid work. Little braids sound pretty nice right now for a character design. All right, not seeing anything down that avenue. Let's go for the short punk hair. All right. The baseline, we're going to go for, is there a full-on white? There's not a full-on white, so we're going to go as far as we can down that. Down here, let's go a little bit more silver fox. And the tips, I'm kind of feeling a deep red, but I don't, let's go purple. Purple sounds nice. That, actually, I don't hate that. It looks like a little lighter. Yeah, let's go with that just a little bit lighter. I'm kind of feeling that. Again, bear with me. I did not create a character for this in advance. All of this is going on live right in the moment. So right now, I'm just kind of seeing, how am I gonna, what kind of character am I feeling for this? Because once I go in, that's actually kind of cool, though. Once I'm in, I'm pretty much there. Stick to the purple theme for the baseline. And the color 2, let's go, they're a red. Where I was kind of dancing red earlier, so let's go with a mix of the purples and the reds. Yeah, that's almost evil. Maybe don't go red. We're going down the purples. I guess maybe we can go even further in. Yeah, I can vibe with that. I'm good with that. Don't hate the eyeshadow, the lips. Yeah, let's go a little lighter on that. Hold on, do we actually have... actually have names for the people doing the voice actors. All right, let's give these a listen here. Hey Dem, welcome to the stream. How are things going? Hopefully things are going well. It's been a good long while since we've heard from you, man. Give us the fill-in, man. Let me know what's going on with your life, because frankly, once the game gets going, I have some rather big updates to share with people as well, but I'm kind of putting those off until I at least get a character created.
They staggered me. We're gonna do great.
Shall we? Hello? Hello?
Huh? Hearing what? What? What?
Shall we? Huh? Just tell me what to do.
All right, you know what? Kind of feeling
Hey!
the default. Let's go with that one. And, you know, I think all things considered, we've got a character there. Right now, a lot of the shows I've been watching are wrapping up. Yesterday, I watched Season 2 finale of Solo Leveling. I have a lot of friends who are big into Solo Leveling as well. Alright, we got Xenoblade Chronicles X, Best Girl, logging in right here. Big fan of Elma's character design. Loved seeing her come into, I think it was Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on the DLC. Took me forever to unlock her because I had to figure out how to even do it. Was a big fan of seeing her there, and I've got to say,
3, 2, 1.
I don't want to be talking over that because it's kind of throwing me off. But when I saw the new design of her, I was like, I love almost everything I'm looking at, but I had one massive stickler from the old Wii U release to the new one. I liked the old hair better. The new one feels like 3 different layers that don't know what it wants to be. She's already given me cat vibes. I would have gone with the cat eyes myself. Yeah, I actually thought about that, but I was wanting to lean into the mecha vibe for it. One of my favorite things about this game is when you finally, and it's late in the game, it's pretty damn late, but when you finally get to start piloting a Skell, you know I'm a big fan of the big robots, and so you put me in a big robot in a Xenoblade Chronicles game, and I'm over the moon. So that was kind of my thought going in there, but I did look at that and thought about it.
Careful.
I kind of wanted to give her the tomboy-like approach.
Your pod is the only one around that landed intact.
Look, everyone digs giant
Good thing I
robots.
found you. My name's Elma. You want to tell me yours?
Alright, I did see the update come in here, and I'm going to take a look at that in
You don't
just a
even
moment
remember
here.
your own name? It must be the stasis hangover. That's not good.
You
Just
know,
try and
looking at it
focus,
here,
all right?
I've got to say, I'm dialing it back a little bit. The Elma hair design in actual playstyle looking, I still think it's got... Oh, I can't call myself... Look, best girl name is already taken. Let's go with Irene again. That's kind of the one we've been going with. There we go.
Good, there we go. What else you remember? It'll come. In the meantime, I'll get you.
But yeah, I still
up to
think it's
speed
got
as
like
best
the
I can.
layering goofiness. It still looks
How
like
are your
2
limbs?
wrongful
Can you
meshes
move?
in the front and the back. It just doesn't have a cohesive design. Yeah, no, things seem to be
You'll
working.
Take it easy while you shake the stasis out of your system. One step at a time, all right?
But
First
the
things
mid
first,
layer does
you'll
blend a
be
lot
needing a
better,
weapon.
and maybe that was just, you know, a visual of the moment.
There you go.
I have not
All
been
right, let's
following
get going.
any information regarding this game once it came out, because I already knew full well I was buying it. I already knew full well this was one that I wanted to do a stream on. I was sold right from the get-go. It's probably going to be something very similar with the upcoming Lunar Legends game. Lunar Legends was the Game Boy Advance title, but the Lunar Story games. All right, now let's catch up on these comments here. I don't know when I last updated you. Not been doing great, but started working on myself. First of all, always support the hell out of that. And we've had a lot of people kind of, it seems, whether intentional or not, and I gotta say, I love seeing it. In our Discord, we do seem to have already a couple of people, myself included, constantly showing a want to work on themselves and making some major progress in that direction. So by all means, man, Dem, if you want to show up in Discord a lot more and share with us the betterings as you're working through them, or maybe just need the occasional, guiding help. Guiding isn't the right word, but when someone walking the path with you on trying to deal with some of the struggles you might be dealing with, things like that, please never shy away from it. We try to have a decent community over there. Trying to get into shape before the summer, abso-freaking-lutely. I have been busting my ass on that as well. I've actually, on the weightlifting front, I gotta say, I am on the raw muscle showing. I am in a pretty good shape for that, a pretty good stance, and I'm rather happy with that. But always need to get more cardio in my ass. Hold on, wait. Better phrasing for that, but you get what I'm saying. Ended a talking stage today, just 2 different people. Dem, I wanna tell you guys something. So I talked about how there have been some big updates in my life, and my character's gonna stand in the rain here because it's very moody and emotional. Obviously that's the real reason. So I was talking about some of the life updates, and I want to talk about, first of all, what's going on in my home right now. I do have a need to keep a more direct eye on my mother, and so there's a lot of that going on as far as my household here goes with all of that. She recently had some serious medical setbacks, some nasty falls, and so there have been some talks of this on the Discord a couple of times, but I try not to mull it over too much because I don't think it's particularly the best thing to just constantly bring up things like that. But if you hear anything in the background, it's possible that there are things going on regarding some of that. And I did mention that been seeing someone for a couple of months now, and things are getting pretty far along with that, and there have been some discussions on the back end for a lot of that too. So again, if you hear things in the background, things are happening in my life that I might not necessarily give full deep details into, but there are things at play there. And the reason I'm bringing this up in reference to Dem's comment there is specifically how this entire thing went. I understand exactly where you're coming from on the idea of 2 very different people. Years ago, I was dating a girl I'm dating right now, actually, and it was very quickly understood between both of us that the situation both of us were in and what we were looking for, and again, like you just said, the personalities, it was just, we were 2 vastly different people, and we were looking for 2 vastly different experiences. And it was respectfully called off. It was just a moment of, now obviously it hurt in the moment for both of us, but it was one of those things where it was just, hey, this is what's going on. Neither of us want to waste each other's time. Neither of us want to push further on this when it's not something that is, as we understand it right now, going to go anywhere. And what's weird, is, like I said, a couple of months back, it was just out of the blue. Hey, we never ended on bad settings per se. I've had some bad breakups, and I've had some real bad situations that caused breakups. This was never one of them. This was one of those melancholy, just, we understood. And it has been a significant change up. So even when you have doors like that close, if they're not closing on negative stand grounds, don't rule out the chance that they might open back up down the line. Anyways, meanwhile, I've been learning my guitar after it collected dust for 3 years. Hell fucking yes. How do I blah 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 blah. My brain is running in too many directions all at once. Shoko Fox, again, in our Discord, has her own Twitch stream that she does. Now, she's been away for a good while. She's got medical things going on for herself and some other things, and I won't get too into details. You'd have to go find her specifically if you want to get the updates. But she recently started finally doing the same exact thing. She's had this guitar for a while, and she's finally figuring out to, how to play it. And so, again, I think picking up those hobbies, getting those things under your belt and learning them, whatever path you choose to take with any of it, mad respect, because that is, again, further down the line of a level of self-bettering. There are lessons and skill sets that you don't even think about when you start taking on something like that bleed over into every other element of your life, and so I hope it does great things for you as well. As I start playing this game in a moment here, and finally deep diving, because we're having discussions now, and start having the gameplay happen, please let me know if I need to up the volume at all for you guys. I don't fully know what it's going to sound like in actual gameplay. I could only kind of do what balancing I could off of the title card, and that's not always the best frame of reference for these things. Anyways, meanwhile, I've been stuck at around 300 pounds. At least my weight has been consistent. Yeah, so here's the thing. Even if you're stuck at a consistent weight range, there are things that can happen over time. Your body can become better adjusted to carrying that weight. First of all, you've lost a fair bit, as I understand it. But even if you're stagnant there, your body can get more acclimated to that newer weight range. There is a little bit more energy that comes with all of that, and you can still apply, even if you aren't actively losing, apply the new changes in your life in positive, beneficial ways. And so anytime anybody's able to make that work, big love for it. Oh man, hold on. That is, I am barely moving this joystick, and it is just jumping. I'm going to have to lower that in between sections at some point. I also wish, for whatever reason, like that is, I wanted to go for the tomboy route. That is a hella dainty run. Like that is very, I don't just want to lean in and say feminine, but that is a very not confident run. I mean, nothing wrong with the full-on sprint. That's just fine. But like that standard little jog practice, that's could see with a little bit more variety and maybe a character creation option to let me pick a different run cycle. Because that's, if I was building for sex appeal, I'd have no issue with that.
Pods didn't survive the crash, like this one. You're one of the lucky few. Right. You don't even remember the white whale, do you?
Also, Rigid is absolutely right. We have heard Dem speak before in the Discord. The man has like golden pipes for vocal cords, so him going in and learning that guitar, absolutely going to be fire when he starts getting into the performance side of it.
Or rather, it used to be anyway.
My footy team got to a final, which we should play early. Early May, I assume. It's not capital, so I was confused there for a moment. We should play early May, so hopefully I can get a medal for my collection. Hell yeah. Again, gotta have that wall of self-love.
Ring any bells?
One thing I've got to say is on the Wii U version, we didn't have it, but on the Wii U, I don't think we had it on standard character creation, but I know that it was originally in the Japanese version and was able to be modded in if you were, emulating the game. I believe originally there was a chest slider in character creation, and I don't think we actually got that here, unfortunately. Alright, R to target. Hop on in. Draw your weapon. Get automatic combat. Alright, here's where this is going to be a thing that I need to remember. Arts are special abilities. You give access to them. Select it with the D-pad and press A to use the one that you're on. After you use an art, it will be put into cooldown. Yada yada yada. Good to go on that.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so there we go.
Let's see what you've got.
Default flame grenade, and I'll figure these out and figure out a better process for actually using this later on. Right now, I'm just gonna stick where I am and let the firing happen. All right, I'm pretty confident this one's gonna end up going where it's gonna go. So let's continue in on the chats here. Saving for that Switch 2 might take a week longer than expected at the rate I've been going, but that's fine. I was spending my money like water before, so I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I actually had to dial a whole lot back. And it's not just for the Switch 2. In reference to some of the things that are going on, I have some big... Yes, I have interest in working here.
Then you're interested. In that case, I
All
might
right.
have just the
So
job.
yeah, I have a bunch of big things coming up in my
Anyway,
life.
we can talk more
Some major
details later.
expenses.
For now, let's get
And, you know, that's kind of what happens when you start making big boy purchases. So, you know, and not that I haven't made a bunch already in my life, but you know what I mean. Take all. Soul voice prompts. Okay, so they'll highlight when there's combos coming in. That's useful to know. Anyways. What was I saying? Into this life pod. Oh, okay. Oh, it's a hold it. I thought it was a tap. My bad. My brain. Yes. So I've actually had to dial back my spending quite a lot too, because between the things I might want to get and the things I have to do, you know, there you got to start making decisions. The flowers. What is this? Oh, there it is. There we go.
Never stop getting stronger.
Now, I seem to recall that, again, all the way back playing this game back in the day, that a lot of these pickup items, long story short, you're going to want to... I'm going off of the Wii U version, not the Switch version, because I don't know the Switch yet. The Switch version yet. You want to never sell anything, because if you have something for a mission, you don't want to use it up or get rid of it, because trying to figure out where to find certain items is a pain in the ever-loving ass. It really doesn't tell you specifically where anything is ever. You just kind of have to know.
Move in and we got him. Let's move.
All right, take all. We'll deal with the equipment as we get there. Kind of mostly just want to deal
Won't
with...
stop us. They're off guard. Stagger them with a melee attack.
I mean, I don't think I have a melee attack, but fair enough.
Yes, we did it.
All right, there we
Nice
go.
work.
So the combos are where you get the... There we go.
Shadow strike.
You guys are too nice to me. Well, hold on. Whoops. I guess I can't be too confident going from one to the other. Alright, there we go. Alright, let this run out. Just gonna let it do the auto attack for a minute here. No, I would say that we're not too nice to you. I think we are the appropriate level of, first of all, supporting, but also, once again, I don't think we're not just randomly blowing smoke up anybody around here. I think it's, we try to be genuine with the promotions that we give out. Alright, is there can't remember, is there a jump button? Alright, guess there is no jump button that I at least know of offhand immediately, so it just is what it is.
Let's see what you've got.
This guy's a little bit bigger.
Shadow strike. Roll more. Nice. Move in and do some damage.
Oh, I do have a melee. Okay, so that's what that is. That's for a melee skill that I can swap over to. All right, let's stick with the rifle for now, though. No such thing as being too nice when you're among friends. Absolutely. Well, for the most part, a little friendly. Well, yeah. Look, when you're ribbing each other, that's one thing.
We got him. Let's move.
All right, let me see here. We got a bunch of items so far. How do I figure them out? Can I? Oh, wait, no. I can't get rid of her because that's me. I don't want to get rid of her. I want to figure out. Okay, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Alright, we got a new rifle, so... God, that's terrible. Yeah, throw the... Understood. I will equip absolutely nothing because I'm just not strong enough yet. Got it, game. Can I get up there? How do I get up there? What is the direct? Because there's no jumping. How do I just run up there? I'll be honest, I don't remember there not being a jump, but it's been a long time since I've played this game. Alright. Keep it moving. One of the things I want to do is get the hell out of this rain because it is dark as hell. Nope, it's going to keep on going. I believe there should be a fight up here. I can't remember. I think it's like with a bunch of the early game wolf guys or whatever. And you can lose it, but it's like, it's got a story ending or something? I don't remember. I should stop pretending like I know what I'm going on about. Hold on.
The rain's starting to let up. Just in time for sunrise.
Are you even friends if you don't
Follow
make
me.
out?
I promise
Look,
you're gonna love this.
Can you even say you're homies if you just haven't seen each other's dicks? Like, that's the way it goes, right? How close can you really say you are if you just haven't seen your bro's dick before? Put that on the listings of Ian swears he's not gay, but comments. They call it homosexual for a reason. Exactly! I'm not alone on this. I refuse to be alone on this. From Keegs, me and my homies have sleepovers in the same bed. Yeah, look, yeah, clearly this is just a bonding exercise, right? You gotta really make sure that you're as compatible as you think you are.
They're all indigenous, as far as we can tell. We need to learn to play nice with these guys if we're going to try and coexist together.
Okay, I'm gonna. That was terrible. I'm not gonna say one way or the other if the Wii U is better because I can't remember for the life of me. But that cutscene transitioned during the loading of the models. That was kind of rough. Now, one thing I've got to say, and I'm gonna say I think it's a good thing. I booted this game up expecting that, I mean, when the hell did this game come out? It seems like it's been out for more than a month now. I expected fully that there was going to be a patch that I'm going to need to put on this game, so I loaded this thing up well in advance while I was setting everything up, and to my surprise, there was no patch. There was no install or
Recognize
anything.
the habitat
This
yet?
game was literally
That's where we're
ready
headed.
to launch right off the cart,
Watch
right
yourself.
out of the
That
beginning.
first step's a doozy.
And you can play this game, and I think I have it set up to do
We can
so
jump
right
if you
now.
like. You can
This
handle
game
the
is
fall.
fully playable
But the indigents down there are another story.
offline.
Some big, some
So,
mean, all
Again,
nasty.
I've mentioned this before. When it comes to people talking
Given our
about,
options,
you know,
the
the
high
modern
likelihood
game
would be the
thing
safer
is
way to
you
go,
don't get to have
relatively
physical
speaking.
games on your carts. You don't get you can't play your game without those updates and patches anyways. I'm sorry, this
That
game
said,
is
whichever
almost
way
a
you wanna
month old
go,
now, and
I'll
there seems
follow
to
your
be
lead.
no
You
update
decide.
patch. Right out of the gate, I put it in the console, and the damn thing just worked. So it's not the rule, it's the exception, but this is where the rule should be. This should be the standard. The idea that it's just going to be I put my game in and I get to play it. So unfortunately, we are not going down that avenue anytime soon, apparently. And what better way to find out you're compatible than a long night of hard, rough gaming sessions? Exactly. You know, you really need to know, you know, who's got the off-brand controller with the funny stick and who doesn't. Because you need to in the group dynamic know who's getting the handicap and who doesn't. And you know the old saying, you know, when you're close like brothers, the old saying, you know, you might take a bullet for them. How can you know you're not going to take a bullet for them if you're not gonna take a nice rod to the face from them? You know. These are just the way things group dynamics. Certain enemies will attack you. Yeah, okay, so don't get too close to the big angry boys because they will fuck your day up. Got it. You can't. Whoa! 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 Uh-oh. And there's no jump. And there's no jump. The game said go sprint and they gave me a marker and I was like, oh, hey, I'm gonna sprint towards that marker. And I nearly ran right off the cliff. I do wish that there was a jump button, but apparently I don't get that luxury. Okay, can't talk to you.
Sir.
When did... Okay, wait. Gotta get used to the changes here. There we go. All right. I don't recall in the original that the people were called blades when you ran up against them. So you have like male and female blade. I don't remember that. Why does that not sound right? Why does that sound like one of the changes probably tied to the narrative? That just doesn't sound familiar to me. It doesn't mean one way or the other. It's just
Let's see what you've got.
my brain does not recognize.
Before they get up. Shadow strike.
All right, it's gonna let the auto run through because it's gonna be low enough on health as it is.
Yes, we did.
There we go.
Nice work.
Hey Richard, welcome to the stream. How are things going? Hopefully things are going well. I did look at that the crate that you got, and I gotta say I'm kind of jealous. That looks really good, and the idea of using it for it looked like, and maybe I was looking into it wrong. It looked like you were even using it for a TV stand, and for its build quality, that kind of looked like a pretty cool idea. But I actually like the wood finish on it. And the half-decent crate design. Oh, okay, this is where I can change the time. Yeah, I don't want to change the time here. All right, let me catch up here. Hey Ian, hope you're doing well. Would have been here sooner, but was heading to the store. And then fed my dogs real quick. Dude, I totally get it. That was one of my big trips today. And I've talked about how many pets we've had before. Everybody here knows it. And then, of course, you know, the chickens and things like that. And I had to do the full restock of a lot of things. and I went out for the pet supply on it.
I'll take the first shot. Make 'em count.
Oh, all right. Little out of the range, got it. Anyways, yeah, with everything going on there, I went out today and I bought over 300 pounds of pet food. All right, get in there with the melee. And then switch back over to the gun. There we go. Just because I like the gun.
We did it. Nice work. You won't stop us. Let's see what you've got. Shadow strike. Salt hammer. Pump it with lead before they grab edge. Split edge. Target in sight.
Alright. And that's going to be the general combat loop because, again, by the time I run through these skills, it kind of seems like, things are pretty much done by then. There we go. Alright. Doobity-doo.
Yes, we did it. We got it. Let's move.
A game that works with 0 updates, next thing you'll tell me is Ireland has a secret leprechaun military complete with shamrock-shaped dragon mounts. Well, first of all, I assume you must be part Irish because there is no way you would just be randomly privy to such deep internal intel statements. I am not fucking with you. I seem to recall that even though you're level 4, you like wreck house. And I don't want to deal with that shit. Alright, you're gonna be mad and annoying. Fair enough.
Shadow strike. Salt hammer. Flame grenade. Sliding slinger.
Alright, and then you went to the booty side. Alright, let's stay right up close with the knife here. I feel like the knife is not doing the damage that the other did. That was terrible.
I am heated up.
Alright, let's let that run out.
Move in and strike. Never stood a chance. Nice work.
We're good. Literally, Richard, part Irish here. Hate to break it to you. Well, that's literally what I just said, right? Again, if you are, again, part Irish myself, if you're part Irish, then you know that there are the certain the advanced military tactics that they have access to that we tend to not promote, but apparently the secret is out, so it is what it is.
Up to shadow strike. Make 'em count. Target in sight. Flame grenade. Take this. You curly bird. Close it and seal the deal. Low armor. Hostile neutralized. Switch to close range combat. Don't worry. I won't let up. That was dent in 'em. Move in and keep the rhythm going. Shadow strike. Need to fall back. I hook you up first. Appendage destroyed. Move in and strike.
I don't. Okay, so again, I'm gonna continue going with the references between the two versions. I don't remember the soundtrack specifically from Xenoblade Chronicles X, and I'm sure that the volume mixing, because the music is as low as it is for me, you guys probably aren't hearing that either. But you guys aren't hearing it as well as I am, if nothing else. The music, rather enjoyable. Just to put that on the list of things that so far I'm kind of liking about the getting to finally have this in my hand again. There's a couple of things I'm gonna have to get used to. This joystick is like I'm gonna have to play with that at some point. Not like that. Not like that. Wait. Wording. Run right past this guy, grab a couple of these goodies along the left side here because it looks like it goes right on. I don't want to ignore some free Ah, there we go. Okay, that was not as clean of a hike as I hoped it was. I give that a bit here. Apparently, a bunch of us in the chat are all part Irish. Tells you, Ireland when they left and came to America, they thought.